Why did James?
Hey, I went wherever he wants to do.
James Lights Out Toney, one of the most technically gifted and sharp-tongued fighters in boxing history, wasn't known for handing out compliments easily. He called out legends, mocked world champions, and rarely gave respect to anyone unless they truly earned it. But beneath all that swagger and trash talk, Toney had a real love for boxing and deep admiration for the greats who inspired him or impressed him inside the ring. Today, we're diving deep into the top 10 boxers James Toney liked the most, the fighters who gained his respect through skill, toughness, or sheer heart. And hey, before we start,
He's just saying, go ahead and hit me. And ironically, Tony's having a hard time doing it, which is truly amazing. Not now.
if you love learning the real opinions of boxing legends like James Toney, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into boxing history. Now, let's get into it, starting with number 10. 10. Mike McCallum. James Toney has always credited Mike McCallum, the body snatcher, as one of his toughest opponents and one of the best pure boxers he ever faced. McCallum was a slick technician, a Jamaican master of body punching who made every round a chess match. The two fought 3 times, and every single bout was razor close.
And McCallum comes right back. This is what, that strong right hand from McCallum.
Toney once said in an interview, "Mike McCallum made me a better fighter. Nobody taught me more than him. He was smart, strong, and didn't make mistakes." The respect was mutual. McCallum called Toney one of the few guys who could think in the ring. Their rivalry became a boxing clinic, and it showed Toney's rare humility toward a fellow craftsman. 9. Bernard Hopkins. Though their careers overlapped, Toney and Hopkins never fought, but they had enormous respect for each other. Toney admired Hopkins's longevity and discipline. He once said, "Bernard was smart. He took care of himself. He knew how to win and make you fight his fight." Hopkins, in turn, called Toney a real fighter, someone who could have competed in any era.
SP's body issue? How was that for you, that experience?
That was a great experience for me. I enjoyed it and I had fun.
Mayweather Maidana too.
What connected them was their shared old-school mentality. No excuses, no ducking, no flash. Both were defensive masters with granite chins and a love for the grind. Toney liked Bernard because he represented everything real about boxing: technique, toughness, and authenticity. 08. Evander Holyfield. Despite their fiery war of words before the fight, James Toney ended up developing deep respect for Evander Holyfield after facing him in 2003.
And Lewis fires a rare left hook.
Toney, moving up from middleweight to heavyweight, shocked the world by dominating Holyfield. But he never mocked the real deal afterward. Instead, he called Holyfield a warrior and a legend. He said in a post-fight interview, "Evander had heart. You can't teach that. He came to fight." That night marked one of Toney's greatest performances and showed his ability to appreciate greatness even in the man he just beat. 07. Marvin Hagler. If there was one middleweight James Toney studied religiously, it was marvelous Marvin Hagler. Hagler.
Escaping in the fog, live your life like a hog, nigga. Me and my coaches run murder, Mr.
Toney often said he modeled parts of his style after Hagler's calm under pressure and to switch stances effortlessly. He once said, "Hagler was the truth. He fought everybody. He was the last of the real middleweights." That respect ran deep. Toney saw Hagler as a blueprint for what a real champion should be. 06. Roberto Duran. Few fighters combined skill and savagery like Roberto Duran, and that's exactly why James Toney loved him. Toney admired Duran's to fight inside, to roll punches, and to make opponents miss while staying aggressive, something Toney perfected himself. He called Duran the baddest lightweight ever. Duran wasn't just tough, he was smart. He'd lure you into mistakes, counter, and humiliate you. That psychological mastery deeply appealed to Toney, who was a mind gamer himself.
He wants to finish this off. He wants to go home.
Duran's mixture of skill, pride, and attitude made him one of Toney's all-time heroes. 0-5, Pernell Whitaker. When it came to pure defense and slick movement, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker was the gold standard. And even though Toney was known for his own elusive defense, he had no hesitation calling Whitaker the best defensive fighter I ever saw. Toney admired how Whitaker made world-class opponents look foolish. His footwork, rhythm, and head movement were poetry. In interviews, Toney once laughed and said, "People thought I was hard to hit. They should have tried Sweet Pea." He respected that Whitaker stayed true to his craft and never sold out for the spotlight, something Toney himself prided on. 0-4, Muhammad Ali. It's no surprise that James Toney respected Muhammad Ali, not only as a showman, but as a strategic genius. He loved how Ali used his mind, how he controlled opponents before the first bell even rang. He once said, Ali was the master psychologist. He beat you mentally before he hit you. And though Toney's style was more grounded, he admired Ali's courage to face anyone, his chin, and his ability to win with intelligence. To Toney,
And then backpedal away. Williams unable to follow through, takes the left thrown by the champion. Play with left. Play, backing up. Everyone waiting to see a...
Ali wasn't just a hero. He was proof that greatness comes from both the brain and the heart. 0-3, Roy Jones Jr. Now this one might surprise some fans, because James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. had a heated rivalry. Jones beat Toney in 1994, handing him his first professional loss. But years later, Toney admitted that Roy's speed, reflexes, and athleticism were on another level. He once said, Roy was fast, real fast. Nobody could touch him at that time. While Toney hated losing, he respected Jones's greatness. He understood that Roy Jones Jr., at his peak, was a once-in-a-generation fighter. And that kind of honesty from Toney, a man famous for his pride, speaks volumes about his genuine admiration. 0-2, Floyd Mayweather Jr. James Toney wasn't a man easily impressed by modern fighters, but Floyd Mayweather Jr. earned his approval. Toney saw Mayweather as the natural continuation of the defensive masters who came before, himself included. He said in an interview, "Floyd got skills, he don't get hit, and that's the name of the game." Toney liked Mayweather's composure, his counterpunching, and his refusal to fight stupid just to please fans.
And Mayweather just slips right out of that corner, kind of like a greased pig at a fair.
I don't think there's ever been anybody better.
He also related to Mayweather's me against the world attitude. Both were fighters who felt underappreciated, misunderstood, but undeniably elite. 0-1, James Buster Douglas of all the names on this list. This might shock you the most. James Toney often mentioned Buster Douglas as a fighter he respected deeply, not just for beating Mike Tyson, but for the sheer willpower it took to pull off the greatest upset in boxing history. Toney said, "Buster showed the world that discipline and heart can beat talent. That's what boxing's about." He admired that Douglas trained harder than ever, stayed sharp, and refused to back down from the most feared man alive. It wasn't just the victory, it was the attitude that inspired Toney. He loved fighters who believed in themselves when nobody else did, and that's exactly who James Toney was too. For all his bravado, James Toney's respect for the sport ran deep. He loved fighters who combined intelligence with courage, who fought with pride, but also with precision. From McCallum's technique to Hagler's grit, from Duran's fire to Mayweather's finesse, these were the boxers who embodied what Toney believed real fighting was about. And that's why they earned his respect, something far rarer than his trash talk. If you enjoyed this deep dive into James Toney's favorite fighters, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another breakdown of boxing's most fascinating legends. Because here, we don't just talk boxing, we live it.